Welcome to Arlington, Texas. The World Series begins. Carter to right center field. That's going to split the gap. Starting the scoring. Garcia with a 3-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit left field. It's 2-0 Texas. Carroll swats a ball to center field. He's tied the game with a 2-run triple. Here's a shot to left field by Pham. It's way back there, and Tommy Pham puts the Dbacks in front. Could tie it with one swing. High drive! It's tied! The first postseason game that goes to extras is game one of the World Series. Adolis Garcia sends one the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the wall, and the legend grows! Adolis Garcia wins game one!
What is up, everybody? Welcome into Game 2 of the World Series, just about 30 minutes away from first pitch. I am joined, as always, by Alex Curry. Alex, if Game 2 is anything like Game 1, we're in for quite a treat.
I mean, we got a little bit of everything in Game 1, and this place, Globe Life Field, was absolutely electric. The Stars showed up on both sides last night, but no one shined brighter than the hero of the game, Adolis Garcia. So, Ben, my question to you is, how do the Rangers capitalize on that momentum here tonight and go up 2 games before heading to Arizona?
Well, the Rangers have a chance tonight, Alex, to grasp a strong hold on this series here tonight in Arlington and go up 2-0. Look, teams that win Game 1 and 2 at home in the World Series are winning 81.6% of the time.
Woo!
31 of 38 times if you win
odds.
those first 2 games. You're winning the series. So how do they do it? Well, the Stars have to continue to be the Stars. Adolis Garcia and Corey Seager need to continue to be lethal as they have been. There's nobody hotter on planet Earth right now than Adolis Garcia. And when you're going well at the plate, you're going well. And vice versa as well. When you're going bad, you're going bad. I've experienced both. I've experienced the downs. I've had plenty of 0 for 20s where I'd go home and put my head in the pillow at the end of the night and scream because I was so frustrated. And then there's times where you go up and feel like you're hitting a beach ball. And right now, it looks like that's what Adolis Garcia is doing at the plate. Same for Corey Seager. He's really turned it around. About Game 5 or so of the ALCS on, he's been fantastic. There's nobody else that you'd rather up right now if you're the Rangers than Garcia and Seager, and they need to continue to do that. Look, they need to play better than last night. And I know they're up 1-0 in this series, but the Diamondbacks had the exact game that they needed. They took the lead, they held the lead, they shut the offense down, and then they handed the ball over to their closer. That's what happens at the end of games. Shit happens. And you just put the ball in the hands of your best pitcher and hope it works out. It didn't last night. But the Rangers tonight need to come out, put up more runs off of Merrill Kelly early, and have a game where they can continue to score throughout. But that's what's going to be important for the Rangers tonight. Have your stars be your stars, and start early. And Montgomery needs to be good on the mound, too.
Well, as I said off the top of the show, the Stars on both sides came out last night. I mean, the Dbacks did everything right. They were creating chaos, as you mentioned. They were stealing bases. They were hitting the ball well. You just sometimes, when you go to extra innings, anything can happen, and we got that last night in a walk-off. So what do the D-backs need to do to create the best chance for success tonight?
They need to keep creating chaos. And I know you might get tired of it. What do the Diamondbacks need to do? Create chaos. And we saw it work in Game 1. Corbin Carroll, Ketel Marte out there stealing bases. Ketel Marte getting all of America free tacos. Steal bases, get big hits, and stay aggressive. That's what they need to do. That's what they've done well all year long. And I thought that's what they did well in Game 1. I thought the Diamondbacks played great. I really did. I thought they played a fairly complete ball game. It just didn't work out in the end. That's baseball. If they play that exact same game again tonight, more often than not, they're going to win that game. But one thing's become important and imperative over the last couple of weeks. You got to stop pitching to Adolis Garcia. And I'm not saying, like, every time he comes up, put him on first base. But I'm saying if there's a base open, pitch around him. Put him on base. It hasn't gone well when you're pitching to Adolis Garcia, especially if you hit him. Don't hit the guy.
Yeah.
He takes it personal. He doesn't like it, and he's dominating after that happens. So create chaos, keep creating chaos, and don't let Adolis Garcia beat you.
It's just, that's such a hard decision to make, especially when you're in extra innings. He comes to the plate. There is a base open, but there is the opportunity that he could do something magical like we saw last night.
Well, that's what John Smoltz talked about earlier as well, is how do you handle pitching to Adolis Garcia? We also talked all about last night. Let's listen to that now. John, what a game one last night of the World Series. Wild walk-off win for the Texas Rangers that does not happen without the Corey Seager homer to tie it up in the ninth inning. I thought the Joe Davis call was incredible. You guys in the booth
could tie it with one swing. High drive! It's tied!
Got to ask about that. The Joe Davis call, you guys just laying out in the situation. How much do you guys prepare for moments like that?
Well, you know, the biggest thing about those games and just learning, like anything else, playing, you learn the first time that you follow the emotion of the game and you try to let the moment breathe, as they say.
Yeah.
But it's just a learned thing, and Joe's one of the best, and certainly just following his lead. But, you know, when you're calling a game, you try to set up moments. Moments may not happen, but you're setting up what it feels like, what they're trying to do or what it calls for. Sometimes it works like magic, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, last night it certainly did. You just caught up with Zach Gallen before the game today, and what did you learn from Zach Gallen, and what did you see from him last night in his game one start?
Well, I said last night it was one of the, an important start for them to win their game. He had to go 5. He was battling, and certainly early on they took advantage of some pitches, and then he just shut them down after that. I've been part of those kind of starts. They're not fun, but when you get through them, you give your team a chance, and that's exactly what he did. I love the way he pitches. It's late in the year. He's probably the most innings he's ever been, and you're dealing with emotion and you're dealing with adrenaline. And then when it's all over, you kind of recap and look at how everything went and try to make the necessary adjustments.
So when you say you've been a part of games like that, that's just a game you might not have your best stuff. You just know, I got to get through at least 5 for my team.
Yeah, I honestly think those are some of the greatest games that you'll pitch, even though you don't feel like you did, meaning their outcome is not always indicative of how you're battling through whatever it is you're battling through. And give credit to the other team. They didn't expand the zone that much. Texas is very good at that, and they made him work early. But when you give up 2 runs in your first World Series game like that, it shocks your system. I thought he did a remarkable job, especially with the 3-2 bases loaded count.
Yep.
And he walked them. And that would be a deflating situation for most pitchers, but that kept him from really Texas getting the lead.
John, if you're Zach Gallen or you're Merrill Kelly or you're yourself out on the mound, what are you doing with Adolis Garcia right now?
Well, the one thing they haven't done is expose the top of the zone consistently. They've made some pitches. It looks like he would be in chase mode. But yesterday I made the point, he was locked in. Normally he gets big and you can expose his big swing. He was locked in. He's a better breaking ball hitter than you would think. And I think fastball at top of the zone and then expanding it, I mean, easier said than done. When a guy's in a mode like this, it's tough to get him out.
So is that a situation where you're pitching around, and we talked about in the ALCS with Yordan Alvarez. If you're the Diamondbacks, are you treating Adolis Garcia right now like you are Yordan?
It's an interesting dilemma because he does swing a lot. So when you pitch around a guy, you're worried about him not expanding the zone and crushing pitches. And that's the dilemma they're going to be faced with because they know they can swing and miss him. They know they can strike him out. But it's a fine line when a guy's in a zone like he's in right now.
Now, I know you talked a lot about the pitching strategy to Adolis Garcia, but now let's get into the pitching matchup here tonight because we have Merrill Kelly going for the Dbacks and Jordan Montgomery on the mound for the Rangers, who's really been their ace throughout this entire postseason. What are you expecting to see tonight?
Yeah, Alex, we've followed along with the American League side of things,
Yeah.
so we know all about Jordan Montgomery.
Yes, we do.
And how dominant he's been so far in the playoffs, really in his playoff career. But this year, 2023 postseason, a 2.16 ERA. We did see him pitch in Game 7 of the ALCS when they closed it out, so I'll be interested to see how he recovers and performs in this game here tonight. Be on the lookout for that. If you get to Jordan Montgomery, you got to get to him early. He is susceptible to giving up runs in the first inning. After that, he locks in and does pretty well on the mound. Merrill Kelly on the other end of things, very underrated pitcher. Everybody knows Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks. Merrill Kelly's been really, really good for them this year. So I'm excited to watch him. 2.65 ERA in the postseason, 17 innings pitched. This is going to be a really good pitching matchup, a pitching matchup that every single day, as usual, I talk to John Smoltz about. Let's check that out. Pitching matchup tonight, Jordan Montgomery against Merrill Kelly. Two really good pitchers that I think might be a little bit underrated in the eyes of the general baseball public. Talk about what you're excited to watch tonight.
You know what? There's going to be very few pitches. If they're both doing what they normally do, very few pitches in the strike zone. That doesn't mean they're going to be wild. That means I call it on the field goal post of the strike zone. They're going to live on the field goal posts. They're going to be on the lines and on the bottom part of the line, because to be effective, both pitchers know how to pitch in and out. They don't have, let's say, eye-popping stuff, but they're as good at pitching on the corners as anybody else.
Do you think Jordan Montgomery the other day pitched in Game 7? Obviously a bit different pitches than it would be having your typical mid-start bullpen tune-up. Do you think that could affect him at all?
I think the rust a little bit, you might get out of your routine as a starter, but I think once you get into the bullpen and start the game, you're only going to feel that when it's later. And I don't think he's worried about later as much as he's worried about making his start and treating it like an every 5 days.
All right, John, enjoy Game 2 tonight.
If it's anything like Game 1, it'll be fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, let's get into some starting lineups tonight, starting with the D-backs, because, Ben, they mix things up quite a bit here. Why are they going this way tonight?
Well, Corbin Carroll's leading off last night. We see him in the 2-hole here tonight. Look, every team, for the most part, has a lineup that's going to look pretty different when a left-handed pitcher is on the mound compared to a right-handed pitcher. That's what we've seen here in Game 1 and 2. Nady Eovaldi, a righty on the mound in Game 1. Jordan Montgomery, a lefty on the mound here tonight. Ketel Marte's in the leadoff spot. Historic start to his postseason career, 17 straight game hit streak to start a career. It's a record. He's now leading off. He rakes against left-handed pitching. I like him being in the leadoff spot, bump Corbin Carroll down. Definitely a little bit of movement throughout this lineup here tonight, but I really like it. I love this Diamondbacks team. I'm excited to see what they can do against Jordan Montgomery. Alex.
Yeah.
But pitching tonight for the Diamondbacks is Merrill Kelly. That's who I'm watching here. He's been really good. In that last series against the Phillies, he had a really bad Game 2 on the road, and then in Game 6, he came back and performed really well. So which Merrill Kelly are you going to get? The one from this year, the majority of the year, or Game 2 Merrill Kelly? That's not what you want to see, but I'm excited to watch this Diamondbacks team tonight.
All right, my player that I'm watching on the D-backs is your guy, MVP CC, Corbin Carroll. This is a name that you're going to be hearing for a long time. It's hard to remember that this is his rookie season because he has had an incredible year as an all-star, carried that all the way into the postseason, and last night we saw it again with a couple of RBI. So if he can really get things going here tonight, he leads this team by example, and when he gets going, you really see the rest of this lineup getting it going.
Yeah, he's the fourth rookie in MLB history with multiple home runs and stolen bases in a single postseason. You know it.
Yeah.
I know it. I've been saying it all year long. The guy is incredible. I'm so happy that everybody's able to see him perform on this level here tonight. I love that you're watching him, Alex.
Yep.
I do.
I am, and you're hoping everyone at home is going to be jumping on your Corbin
Fan
Carroll fan wagon because Ben is the driver of the Corbin Carroll fan wagon. All right, now let's move to the Rangers lineup. No movement here. What do you see?
Yeah. Again, facing a righty here tonight. Faced a righty last night. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All right, that's fair.
Right? Then they're just running out the same lineup. Corey Seager batting second again. Evan Carter right behind him. They're splitting up Corey Seager and Adolis Garcia right now. I like that. Evan Carter's been great in the 3-hole.
Yeah.
He was really good in his first ever World Series game, so I like Evan Carter there again tonight. This lineup is so deep. You got Josh Young batting in the 8-hole with this team. Leody Taveras out there in centers had a okay postseason, but just in the 9-hole, he's been really, really good. So, man, do I like this Rangers lineup.
The player I'm watching tonight is Marcus Semien. We've seen almost every star on this team have their moment. Marcus hasn't had that moment yet. And once he gets that going, I think this Rangers offense and lineup is unstoppable. I mean, he's only had 2 RBI this whole postseason, no home runs. He's a 190 batting average right now. He can do better. He knows he can do better. And then if he gets it going, you know it's going to rub off on the rest of the team.
Yeah, mine tonight, Alex, is Adolis Garcia. This one's rather self-explanatory, but you have to watch this guy. We're watching history happen right now. don't miss it.
Yeah.
Don't miss these moments that we're seeing happening. Home runs in 5 consecutive games. If he hits another RBI tonight, he can break another record. If he has 2 RBIs tonight, he breaks the all-time record with consecutive games with multiple RBIs. He's already got the RBI record for the ALCS. This guy's in the middle of an all-time historic stretch, and of course I'm watching him.
Yeah.
Don't miss this. These are the moments you look back on in 50 years and say, God, I remember watching that. The guy couldn't get out, and then people started hitting him, and he got even better.
It's just crazy. I know we went through his story last night, defecting from Cuba, playing in Japan, getting DFA'd by the Cardinals, DFA'd by the Rangers, to then come back and have an incredible last 2 seasons. But he is the moment right now. Adolis Garcia is the hottest thing in this World Series.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm loving watching him.
Yeah.
It's on another. When you're watching the best in the world,
Yeah.
be at the best of the best and be at the best of their potential, that's when you feel like something special is happening. And I feel like that's happening with him right now.
It definitely is. All right, as we're getting ready, we are a little over 15 minutes away from first pitch. Deciding factor tonight.
So my deciding factor here tonight in Game 2 is, can Arizona get to Jordan Montgomery early in the game? So that might sound self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But the reason for me is because if you're going to get to Jordan Montgomery, it needs to happen early. Look at these postseason splits. In the first inning, Jordan Montgomery has a 6.75 ERA. Opponents are batting .333 against him. From innings 2 on, for the rest of the game, he has a 1.45 ERA and a .253 opponent batting average. So, if you're the Diamondbacks, what does that mean? Early and often. Ketel Marte, come out of the gates swinging. I wouldn't try and put pitches in him. I'd come out swinging if I'm the Diamondbacks. They need to have a good first inning, be aggressive, get Marte on, get Corbin Carroll driving in runs, take this really loud crowd out of it. That's going to be important for them tonight. But Jordan Montgomery has been fantastic on the mound. We see it here. 5 games started, 3-0 record, a 1.99 ERA. This home crowd's going to be pumped up to see him. Alex, I was so impressed with them last night, by the way.
Yeah.
This place is so loud.
You can
hear it
it
here
right
already.
now.
They don't let up. When Adolis Garcia hit the homer, when Corey Seager hit the homer, one of the louder atmospheres I've heard in the postseason. They're doing it again tonight.
Yeah.
They turned it up a notch from the ALCS where it was already really good.
Yeah.
Now in the World Series, they're really, really loud. But so just score first if you're the Diamondbacks. Obviously, that comes along with put runs early on them. Score first, and you're 6-0 in the postseason if you're the Dbacks. So the manager talked about it, Torey Ravolo, on the eruption after the game. He said that was easily the loudest crowd noise I have ever heard.
Oh, yeah.
If you're the Diamondbacks, scoring first means you win. Score often, take the crowd out of it.
It's crazy because these fans are paying attention. They're on their feet for every moment throughout this entire game. And everyone really showed up, from the starting pitching to the hitting to the bullpen, because we saw a lot of great work from the bullpen last night.
Yeah, bullpen was really good for the D-backs. They have been for all postseason, really. They've been really good. It just so happened the guy you trade for at the back end of the bullpen, Paul Sewald, blows it late. But I thought all game long they did exactly what they needed to do, including a late inning relief guy that's been incredible in the postseason, Kevin Ginkel. And actually before the game, Alex, you and I caught up with him to ask about pitching in the World Series, Corbin Carroll on this team, how aggressive they are on the bases, and a lot more. So let's listen to that now. All right, Kevin, you pitched in your first World Series game last night. Congratulations on a clean inning. I know the game ultimately didn't go the Diamondbacks' way in the end, and an instant classic in the World Series, but just talk about the emotions pitching in your first ever World Series game.
It's cool. This is where dreams are made of. You think about this stuff a lot when you grow up, but it was cool. I was just trying to, be in control of the moment, not let it get too big. Obviously, the at-bat to Garcia, kind of started the inning, but, I just tried to make my pitches, and, I was able to get out of it.
Now, someone that's really rose to the occasion on this team is Corbin Carroll. Even though he's a rookie, how have you seen him really lead by example and grow into this all-star player this season?
It's pretty pretty remarkable. He just brings the same, energy, I guess, every day. Like for him too, nothing is ever too big for him. Like he always, finds a way to deliver. Whether he gets on base, steals a bag, hits the big homer, maybe makes a play in the field. So he just finds different ways to contribute and help the team. So, I'm a fan of his, and I know a lot of other guys are.
Sometimes with Corbin, it feels like he doesn't even realize the levity of the moment that he's in. It just always feels like the mound's 60 feet, 6 inches away, the bases are 90 feet away, and it's just another game. And I've had him on the show a couple times this year, and I really think there's something to that, and what makes him so special is just the way he approaches the game every day.
Yeah, he's on this path right now that I don't think comes around too often, and he's just a really good kid, and he's got a great family, and I think this organization wants him to be around obviously for a long time, and I think they want his input on things, so we'll see. He's a remarkable player, and you don't see this too often.
He's a guy that steals a lot of bases, and that's what this team does. You're 4 stolen bases away from the all-time single-season postseason record. Stole 4 bases last night. As a pitcher, how does that affect a game, what you guys are able to do on the bases? And it's become the slogan of the team, just create chaos. How do you think that affects the other teams?
Well, it's funny. I feel like in spring training we get a glimpse of that, right? Like, we play inter-squad games, and you got Alec Thomas, Jake McCarthy. There's other guys in this team that can run. So as a pitcher, when I'm facing them, it's like, all right, I don't want them to get on because it's just going to make my life hard. And I think, playing other teams now, seeing how they respond to it, they look uncomfortable. So it's a different way of playing. It's not, going to get on the highlight reel, but they just add a different element to this team.
Now, obviously, last night didn't go the way that you guys wanted, but you've been here before, where you've gone down in a series and you guys came back to win it all. So what's been the conversation today to try to steal one here tonight before heading home?
I feel like we're in a great spot right now. Our mindset's really good. We haven't really needed to say anything, but I think everybody's coming here with good energy. It's World Series time. It's Game 2. I think everybody's just excited for the moment. And last night it was just one or two pitches that didn't go our way. We were that close to winning it. So we can play this team. We're confident in that.
Good luck tonight, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you. I really love that you can see the confidence from both these sides. The Rangers, obviously, with that huge walk-off comeback win last night. But then the Dbacks, as we just heard Kevin said, they've been here before. This is what happened last series. They went down in the series and came back and ended up taking the entire series. Yeah. So, game prediction time, Game 2. Who's winning and what's the score?
Well, Alex, I predicted the Diamondbacks in 7 in this series. If that's going to happen, they probably need to win this one tonight. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks to win 5-3. That was my prediction last night.
Yep.
And it was true until it wasn't. It was 5-3 until the Corey Seager homer late in the game. I'm going to say Diamondbacks 5-3.
So it wasn't true. It wasn't right. At one point in the game, they hit my score.
You're the queen of doing that. Alex will look at me in the third inning. The third inning, and she'll say, hey, this is your prediction, but in reverse.
But it wasn't the end prediction. All right. I am taking the Rangers in Game 2. I feel that momentum that ended the game last night is going to carry right over to the game tonight. This crowd is electric. They got their ace, Jordan Montgomery, on the mound tonight. I'm feeling good about it. They're going to take this one 4-3. It's going to be close, but they're going to take it.
All right, Alex, as we speak, Adrian Belche just throwing the first pitch right here behind us. Absolute legend in the game here in Texas. So, Game 2, if it's anything like Game 1, we are in for quite a treat. So I hope everybody enjoys the game. Alex and I will be back live post-game. Stay on this stream all the way up to first pitch through the first half inning. You can watch it all right here. But until then, we will see you all post-game. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the game. We caught up with fans on the concourse earlier, gave out some free beer, asked them some questions, got a grasp of how they're feeling and what they would sacrifice if they were going to win a World Series. So let's check that out now. Enjoy the game. Game of the World Series is on deck here in Arlington, and we are giving away
Free beer.
free beer.
Free
All
beer.
you got to do is come by, say hi, hang out, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast, and then we give you free beer. So we're going to have fun with it. We're going to ask some Rangers fans and maybe Diamondbacks fans some questions, and hopefully get
Yeah. Way before the game starts.
way before the game
Way
starts.
before.
But
It's
Rangers
gonna
are
be
up
fun.
1-0 in the series. Let's have some fun. First question for you. We're here in Texas, World Series, Game 2 tonight. Would you give up country music for a Texas Rangers World Series championship?
10 times out of 10, yes, I
Wow.
will.
Okay.
I love country
Forever.
music too. Forever. I love country music, but for the first championship World Series win for the Rangers, yes, I would give up country music.
What did you do last night when Adolis Garcia hit that walk-off home run?
Well, I didn't have tickets last night, so I was running around our hotel room, screaming my head off. Surprised we didn't get a noise complaint, but yeah, I was very excited.
Worth it.
Absolutely worth it.
All right, we're here in Texas, Game 2 of the World Series. First question for you. Would you give up country music for life for a Texas Rangers World Series?
I think so, yes.
Wow,
You had to
okay.
think about it. You had to think about it
Yes.
for a moment.
Bold.
Yes, yes.
All right, so obviously a big fan. So what did you do last night when you saw Adolis Garcia hit that walk-off?
I was at home. I screamed. I almost woke up my son. He's 2, and I was, it gave me back so many memories of 2011 and 10.
Love that. Are you winning tonight?
Of course.
Confident.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the free beer. Game 2 of the World Series on deck here. We're in Texas. Country music is big here. My question to you, would you give up country music forever for a Texas Rangers World Series?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so obviously big Texas Rangers fan. What were you doing last night when Adolis Garcia hit that walk-off?
I jumped up, screamed, ran around the house with my brothers and my nephew and my my niece.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Love that.
That's kind of the scene that we're getting from everybody at home freaking out.
We all freaked out.
Love
yeah.
that. Appreciate it. Enjoy the free beer.
Thank you, thank you.
We're in Texas, so my question for you, would you give up country music for the rest of your life for a Rangers World Series?
Absolutely. I love rap too, so I could get rid of country.
So it's not too big of a deal for him, but obviously big Rangers fan.
World Series is all I want, so.
What were you doing last night when you saw Adolis hit that walk-off?
Freaking out, literally telling all my friends about it, posting everywhere about it. It was insane.
Were you here?
No, I was watching.
Okay.
I'm from Iowa, so watching it on TV, it was crazy.
How are you a Rangers fan from Iowa?
My uncle lives around here, so my dad and I drove down. Going to see the game tonight. So
Cool. Enjoy the
So
game.
fun.
Game 2 here in Arlington. You're a Dbacks fan. All right. What would you give up for an Arizona Diamondbacks World Series championship?
I will give up my dog.
Whoa.
All right. You're only saying that because the dog can't hear you.
Yeah, because she's not here. She's in Arizona, that's why.
Okay, and we got a Texas Rangers fan over here. Country music's obviously a big thing here in Texas. Would you give up country music for life for a Texas World Series championship?
Sorry, Rangers, no.
Whoa.
I love Willie Nelson. I can't do it.
Okay, that's fair. But you are still a big fan. What did you do when you saw that walk-off last night?
I can't say it on camera. It's I'll break the law.
You're one of our first Diamondbacks fans. What
Fan
did
of
you
mystery.
do when you saw the Adolis Garcia walk off?
Let's say I gotta buy some drywall.
We're here. We got some Goochland natives. I'm from Goochland, Virginia. By the way, Goochland people. This crew right here, been to 3 World Series in a row. That's their goal. They're just going to keep doing it until you're, what, 100?
Till we can't do it anymore, I guess.
All right. First question for you. What would you give up, something crazy, for a Texas Rangers World Series championship?
Oh, wow. I'd probably give up the house because I live with this guy, so that'd be pretty cool.
You're going to be homeless, by the way.
Yep. Got
I like
cardboard
that.
boxes, anybody? We need a world championship here. That'd be awesome.
What would you give up?
Well, I'd give up him as a roommate, according to that answer, to be quite honest with you, because he's going to kick me out of my own house. But I'd give up like an ear or something. They're pretty
Whoa.
great. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just like an ear or something. Nothing too crazy. Wait, this is your first time, though, at the World Series. So we picked up a newbie over here. Rangers fan. What would you give up for a Texas World Series win?
Ooh, what would I give up? That's a tough one. Put me on the spot here. I'd give up golf for a month.
Whoa. Golf
Wow.
for a month.
For
I don't
a
know if
month.
I don't know if you could do that, Ben.
Golf for a month.
Let's be honest. I don't think you could do it.
All right. Last one for you. Were you guys here last night or no? You see the Adolis Garcia homer? What was the reaction when you saw the Adolis Garcia homer?
Well, I was screaming Creed because I love Creed.
Holy shit. Yeah, that was awesome.
And
Like,
he
you're
pimped it, and it
canceled.
was awesome.
Cool.
That was great.
Awesome. Screaming.
Creed, take me higher.
Yes, take me higher.
Gotta love it.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Fans.
One great jersey, red, white, and blue. Is it Mike Ruzioni? I have the same jersey. It's great. All right. Game 2 on deck here. We're in Texas. Would you give up country music for the rest of your life for a World Series championship for the Rangers?
I would. Fuck. Hell yeah, I
You
would.
can say whatever you want.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
Were you watching the game last night?
Oh, yeah.
What did you do when you saw Adolis Garcia hit that walk-off?
Well, I was at Uptown Pub, and like literally everyone just went wild. I was like, "Let's go Rangers! Woo!" That's pretty much what it was.
Love that.
Perfect.
Appreciate it. All right, Alex, that does it for our free beer giveaway.
And I think the consensus is most Rangers fans would give up country music for an extended period of time for their first World Series.
Except for the Willie Nelson guy.
Except for the one guy.
I like that guy.
Said no way. But everyone got free beer, including Ben.
And subscribe to Flippin Bats.
Cheers.
Always a success. Free beer, always nice. See you later.
It's 2 taps on the plate. Game time.
And Tommy Pham puts the Dbacks in front. High drive. It's time. It's a no-doubter.
Something that reminds me I keep thinking on my hips.
Adolis Garcia, the legend, grows.
It's the World Series. Nothing changes.
Welcome to the 2023 World Series on Fox, presented by Capital One. Back inside here in Arlington, just about set for Game 2 as we go down to the field. Here's Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe, and welcome back to the greatest show on earth, also known as Adolis Garcia in the 2023 postseason. Last night, first World Series game, on base 5 times, stolen base, leaping catch at the wall, and oh yes, a walk-off homer in the 11th inning. Garcia already has set a single postseason record with 22 RBIs. Tonight, he can match Daniel Murphy's record of 6 straight postseason games with a home run. This is Carlos Beltran in 2004, David Ortiz in 2013, Bryce Harper last year. An October performance for the ages. Now over to Tom Verducci.
Well, thanks, Ken. Before the World Series, I asked Arizona pitching coach Brent Strom, what's your biggest concern? His answer, the Rangers won't chase as much as the Phillies, and his greatest fear was realized in Game 1. Arizona threw 124 pitches out of the strike zone, more than any point this year, and the Rangers did not chase. The Rangers are the best in baseball at staying off chase swings. Now tonight, Arizona gives the ball to Merrill Kelly, one of the 5 best pitchers in the game at keeping the ball on the edges of the zone. Joe, as Torey Lovello said, we are going to put the ball over the plate tonight.
With that man there, Merrill Kelly, and we'll try to put it in play with this lineup. Going to look a little bit different with the left-hander on the mound for the Rangers. Ketel Marte will lead things off for Torey Lovello, and then it's Corbin Carroll sliding down just one spot. Gabriel Moreno has hit Jordan Montgomery hard in the times he's faced him, with Christian Walker trying to get him going out of the cleanup spot. Tommy Pham homered in Game 1. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. bats 6th, and then it's Alec Thomas, Evan Longoria, and Geraldo Perdomo rounding things out. Well, John, the Rangers made a move at the deadline, one of the big pitching moves when they got Max Scherzer. Oh, by the way, they got Jordan Montgomery as well, and all he's done is be one of the best pitchers in baseball since.
Yeah, he really has. I don't know what his heartbeat really is underneath that jersey, but he has seemed calm, confident, and in control. And these pitches that he's throwing, he has a great feel for every one of them, a great feel for his release point. And the only issue, first inning, he's been a little bit unnormal, and after that, you're not getting to him.
30-year-old out of Sumter, South Carolina, ready to go here in Game 2 of the World Series. And we take a look at tonight's FanDuel Live same-game parlay. Alec Thomas, who gets a somewhat of a surprise start against a left-handed pitcher today. Need him to get an RBI. Need Josh Young to hit a home run, something he's done 3 times in this postseason. So 6-5 Rangers in a Game 1 thriller. Seager tied it in the 9th. Garcia won it in the 11th. After the unsung bullpen pitched 6 1/3 scoreless innings, it had everything you want in a postseason game, in a World Series game. Here we go with Game 2.
Yeah, if you're going to bounce back, I think Arizona has a chance to be very aggressive like they did against the Dodgers. Try to jump on the Rangers early, a strike throw in Montgomery. See how aggressive their game plan is against Montgomery tonight.
Marte climbs in. Montgomery out of the stretch at all times. Off we go with a first pitch breaking ball, anticipating the aggressiveness. One pitch, one.
Well, that quick pace that they like to play at, and the reason they're here is they were able to do that successfully against some of the best in the game, and a shock to the system. So that one might have been out of the zone. The curveball is a good first pitch when you're anticipating an aggressive style offense.
Now, you're talking about the style of this offense, and it was an Arizona prototype early last night. A lot of pressure put on, a little bit of pop, but they went 1 for their last 18. And the 6-5 defeat. Here's Corbin Carroll. Of course, had his hand in things early. Had the 2-run triple. Saw him race home from third to score a run. Other than that, though, was limited, going 1 for 5.
I'm always enamored. 285 against lefties, 285 against righties. So on the year he's hitting 285, but he prefers the right-handers for power and the complete package.
23-year-old rookie takes downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jordan Montgomery on the mound for the Rangers tonight, winning pitcher in relief. Game 7 of the championship series after he had started Game 1, started Game 5. 2-0 with a 2.16 this postseason.
Now Montgomery, I mentioned how cool he seems. He's so cool that he gets that pitch clock down to 1, and my heart gets nervous thinking he's going to get a violation. But he can see the pitch clock as every pitcher can, and he uses it to his advantage and usually gets right close to that, right around 1.
Icing him.
Yeah.
Dealing just in time, 2-2. He's not the most athletic guy. His nickname in college was Gumby because he was long and lumbering, but he's smooth.
Yeah, and when I talk about connected to your mechanics, that means you can have a great feel and sense for all your pitches. You're going to hit your locations, and I'll talk about the field goal post as the strike zone tonight for both pitchers.
2-2. Below the crossbar?
Yeah, when you think about the field goal post, you think about the 2 going up uprights, and then you got the crossbar. And on the bottom of the zone is going to be the crossbar where each pitcher, now I will say Merrill Kelly will advance it up more than Montgomery, but they want to hit the goal posts.
Carroll's worked it full. Got to keep this guy off of the bases if you're the Rangers. Here's a payoff, and there's a soft bouncing ball to second. That'll test Simeon. Gets rid of it in time. 2 out. Take a look at how the umpires set up here for Game 2. Behind home plate is Quinn Wolcott, who graded out as the #1 ball and strike guy that's ever been graded. So we're talking about a decade of using all the StatCast data to grade umpires, and the 37-year-old Wolcott, the best they've ever tracked.
Someone's got to be it, right?
Somebody's
Why not him?
That's it. Hey, started umpiring when he was 19. Most guys going off to college. He went to umpiring school. Yeah, kind of an umpiring prodigy back there. Ball 1 on Moreno. And Moreno against Montgomery, 4 for 7 with a home run. And it's going to be interesting, John, because Jordan Montgomery faced these Diamondbacks twice this year, and he had his best start and his very worst start against them.
Well, the good news is his best start was right here at home. So that's step 1. And anytime, you're pitching in the World Series, and there's the first inning numbers, a little bit, only 4 runs he's given up. But after that, he has not really wavered.
Here's 1-1 pitch. Just misses.
I always felt like, man, if you could pass the baton on to your teammate and give him a good scenario like last night, Game 1, it's much easier to pitch 1-0 than it is 0-1. And you just want to keep doing that, obviously, as long as you can. And then for Arizona, of course, you want to flip that script and turn it over to the rookie in Game 3. 1-1.
Brandon Pfaadt, who will start first game back in Phoenix. It's going to be Kelly tonight. Moreno had a rough first game, 0 for 5 with 3 Ks. One of the stars of this postseason for the Diamondbacks, the young catcher. And the count goes full. This team's been here before. These Diamondbacks came back to win the championship series. Texas Rangers 3 wins away from their first world championship. Montgomery looking for a 1-2-3 first.
I think it's so interesting, the narrative. You know, people won't admit it, but when the Rangers left here, I almost guarantee the majority of the fans here is like, we're not going to see him again until next year. When the Diamondbacks went to Philly, golly, I hope we see him again. And both are going to get their wishes.
Here's another payoff pitch. Moreno skies it into shallow center field. This massive ballpark. We'll watch it fall down to Marcus Semien. 1-2-3 first inning for Jordan Montgomery. Off and rolling in game 2.